Mardin is a city in the southeastern part of Türkiye. It is located on a slope that's looking onto the southern side of the Mesopotamian plains. This city has been a cultural crossroad since the dawn of civilization itself. The winding streets and stone-covered stairways guide you through a city where the Adham call and the church bells mesh together in harmony. Mardin, the city of tolerance, only in Türkiye. When in Mardin, make sure that you try some of these little blue candy-covered almonds. Now these candy-covered almonds, they are not artificially colored. They are organically colored with the root of the Lahore tree. They symbolize prosperity and good luck, and they are kind of a symbol in the city of Mardin. Not to mention delicious. Shahmeran is a mystical creature that is half woman and half snake. With the cultural ties to the city of Mardin, it symbolizes the strength of women and is a cultural treasure for Türkiye. Mardin is a great place to find locally made handcrafts, soaps, felt work, copperworks, local herbs, spices, and so much more. Wearing a headscarf when in Mardin is a very colorful thing to do. The different shops and street sellers are more than happy to help you tie them around their head in the local style. The Grand Mosque in Mardin, better known as the Ulu Cami, was built in the 12th century during the Artukid period here. This mosque was originally built with 2 minarets, but unfortunately today we only have 1 left. This is part of history. There's lots to see here. The Zinciriye Medrese was built in 1385 by the last Artukid Sultan Melik Necmettin İsa. It's known as the Zinciriye Medrese because the two slice domes were thought to have been connected to each other with a chain. In the early 1500s, this building was turned into an Islamic school of higher education, and it served generations of students for years. In 1917, it was turned into a hospital, and today it is a beautiful museum you can visit when you're in Mardin. The houses in Mardin are very characteristic. They're made out of a yellow limestone stonework, and this stonework is called midyat work. Midyat work is where the columns and staircases, all the style around the windows, they're all decorated in different types of motifs. It makes it very, very decorative and beautiful to look at. Houses are generally set up around a courtyard where all of the windows of the house actually look onto a courtyard. Another very important detail about the Mardin houses is that no house's shadow falls onto the next one. This is considered the city of sunshine, and I can tell you they make good use of it. We are at the Mor Hananyo Monastery. This monastery is also known as Deirul Safran. Deirul Safran is a name that the people in this area use for it. And there's two theories on why this might be. One is because of the soft brown hues of the beautiful stonework here, or possibly for the saffron that grows wild on the mountainsides. This monastery was built in the 5th century and is a working monastery of the Syriac Orthodox Christians. It's also one of the only places in the world where the Aramaic language is still used, the mother tongue of Jesus. I'm very curious to see what they've got inside. Come on. The Kasimiye Madrassa was built in 1469. This is one of the biggest Islamic educational buildings in Mardin. Today, a beautiful museum to come visit here. Inside, we're going to be seeing some of the inscriptions on the walls that are all about astronomy and medicine, and also a beautiful life pool of the Sufis. The Madrassa was an Islamic educational institution for over 500 years. It is one of the last Artukid architectural buildings in Mardin, and behind me is the Sufi Fountain. This fountain represents the Sufi thought of life. So when you look behind me, you can see where the water falls into the first and second pools. This is considered birth and the first steps into your life of childhood and young adulthood. As you come here into the thicker groove, this section is adulthood. The small, skinny, I say groove in the ground here where the water flows slowly into the large pond is actually your elderly age, and at the end, death. And the way that they symbolized this was that death was actually, the afterlife was actually what the biggest pool was. It's a really interesting and beautiful way to look at life.
Talkare, or filigree, is an art form of making silver jewelry and decor by twisting and turning silver wires into different decorative shapes, all describing shapes that are inspired by nature. This type of jewelry making is an intangible part of the culture in Mardin, and some of the best examples of it can be found here. They are so delicate and so beautiful.
Tonight we're experiencing a Layli night. A Layli night is where dinner gets together with music, but traditional folk music. So you've got to be ready to dance, and you're going to definitely be having a great time tonight.